Well, greetings and welcome once again to Coffee with Cade. I am Kristen Young, Communications Coordinator with the Cade Foundation, and I am excited to be with you once again to host Coffee with Cade. And make sure you follow us on social media. We're everywhere, y'all. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Follow us at Cade Foundation. So enjoy your coffee break, your lunch break, your your slick day, whatever you have going on today. Make sure you enjoy this conversation. I am excited to have Mr. Brandon Johnson here with us from Infertility Isn't Inferior, to share just a little more around that conversation with male factor infertility. So welcome, Brandon.
Thank you, Kristen, for having me. And I'm really excited to be a part of this conversation.
We are super excited to have you. So we're gonna jump right on in. Please let us know how did you get connected with the world of infertility? Tell us a little bit about your story.
So it came through my own journey. We've always wanted to have children, and I've dreamed of having children. And at the moment that we started trying, it was just like 3 to 6 years of nothing. So 3 years before we actually went to the doctor, before I actually went to the doctor, and then another 3 years that we struggled trying to figure out how to actually have a child. So long story short, I went to the doctor after a few sperm analysis and ultrasounds, and the doctor said, "You have azoospermia." And
And just real quick, tell us what that means.
it means that you're not producing.
Okay.
So, and what I had was fragments of sperm. So no whole sperm to even pull out from for biopsy.
Wow.
So, and during that time, the reason I chose to be a therapist because I was doing therapy already, and I'm like, this is a lonely journey that people need help with, and we have to help them and be with them and support them. And if no one's there, how are they handling their emotional needs? And therefore, I decided to add it to my practice.
Love it. Love it. So part of your mental health practice, you specifically focus on families dealing with infertility or men in particular?
Families.
Just families. Okay.
Right. Well, individuals and families, because it could be a woman also.
Awesome. Awesome. Wonderful. So what was that like for you when when you're in this point where you always wanted to be a dad and you find out that you're the reason that there's kind of a struggle right there?
Man, your whole vision of parenting and fatherhood just changes. You grow up and you're like, maybe they'll get my eyes, or when I had hair, I'm like, maybe they'll get my wavy hair, and you know, and what would they like, and what features would they get for their mom? And you go through all these dreams and hopes, and you're wondering, and then you're like, I can't have this child. What do I do? What's next? What's the next steps? And so you're crushed. And so the depression stage hit me the hardest. And I tell clients, like, this is depression is the hardest stage because in a sense you lose yourself and you give up hope on even trying to find alternative ways to have a child. And it was just that struggle of trying to regain yourself and who you are you with this new identity and not being able to conceive, and everyone's asking you, when are you going to have children? When are you going to do this? What's your next step? What's taking you guys so long? Like, yeah, we trying.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's one of the things that is so common within, I mean, honestly, and anything. The bottom line is people need to mind their business.
Yes. Yes.
But it's so common. You hear, okay, so when are you getting married? Okay, so when are you having kids? When are you buying this house? When are you doing this? And it's like, okay, we're going to do our life the way we do our life, and we will share with you whatever parts we want to share with you. But
yes,
people are so, and I know that for the most part, people are not intentionally being insensitive. They're not intentionally being intrusive. Sometimes they're literally just excited, especially when you get to family or what have you. A lot of times they're just excited. But at the end of the day, it's none of your business. and you don't know what somebody else is going through, whether you never know what somebody is dealing with. So certain
Exactly.
questions, and it's important to just allow people to offer what they want to offer if they want to offer.
Exactly. We need to practice boundaries in society, period. No
Yeah.
one has boundaries, and social media has kind of made that even more so.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, what was that like for you as you are going through this process? You now have this diagnosis. You're now trying to figure out what options work best for your family. You're also already working as a therapist, so you're consistently taking on, everybody else's issues and working through, hopefully no transference, what have you. But you're kind of I maybe well, you let me know, dealing with your own mental warfare to a certain degree, but then you're also working as a therapist, so you have to clear your space in order to, support someone else. So how was that personal journey for you?
The personal journey was really difficult. It was just like, are you worthy? And
Mm-hmm.
that was the biggest question I had. Like, I'm less than a man. I told the wife, I'm like, yo, you go, you go have a child because I can't have a child with you. I'm pointless at this point. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and that's when things shifted, honestly, because it was her grabbing me and holding on to me and saying that I'm here for the long run. We're here together. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't marry you for your ability to have kids. We
Mm-hmm.
didn't have them in the first place, and we got married. So it was that whole piece that really brought me back to what is manhood, what defines manhood, and are we defined by the children we have, or are we defined by the love that we give?
Mm-hmm.
And when you're a loving person, you can find ways to be a father or a parent.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to come through your own genes, is what I learned eventually through the journey. So in counseling during that time, I didn't have any infertile patients. There was depression, anxiety, all
Mm-hmm.
that stuff just helped me clear my headspace because it wasn't the same.
Mm-hmm.
So
Got it.
it was really wasn't that easy. Plus, it gave me a break from talking about being infertile at the time.
Got it. Got it. So what was your or what was your outcome, or are you currently in the process?
No, we adopted our son. He's 3 now.
Wonderful, wonderful,
So
wonderful.
he's an energetic bundle of joy.
I listen, three. All you had to say was three.
Yeah. He is all over the place, up and down.
That is
But
awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, that is so awesome. And was that a decision that or how did you feel making that decision? Did you consider the other alternatives, or did you go straight to adoption?
we considered them all except IVF. IVF is 20,000 a pop. That wasn't even a question.
Okay.
But we did IUI.
Unless you come to the Cade Foundation and receive one of our grants for up to $10,000. Shameless plug. But go ahead.
That would be lovely. Maybe in our next adoption or
Okay.
whatever route we choose.
Shameless plug. Shameless plug. But yeah,
But
so you looked at all options, and you both made peace with going the adoption route.
yeah, because we did try IUI.
Okay.
Um, and we did it 5 times, all 5 failed.
Mm,
And so we took a step back and said, what are we missing? What do we need to do? What other options can we explore
mm,
since this isn't working right
mhm,
now? And we have people in our family who are adopted. So it was really a natural course. It wasn't anything unfamiliar. It wasn't a last, like, we got to go adoption because this is the only way we're going to have a child. It was really conscious and upfront.
got it. Got it. So what would you say as a therapist, as a father, as a man who has dealt with the diagnosis of dealing with infertility? what do you say to the other men out there who are uncomfortable with it, who are, maybe they're just finding out that, that it's on them and not their wives or not the ladies in their lives. So what do you say to that man?
Really to feel the emotions of it, because we can't continue to act like we're emotionless. We men get so many points in life to pretend like they don't care about anything, and they're lying. If we didn't care about it, we wouldn't go back and try to fix it. We wouldn't try to make up with the angry spouse. There's so many things we wouldn't do. But the honest thing is that we have feelings and they hurt. So really get in touch with your emotional self. And if you're not in touch with your, if you don't know how, seek out a therapist. Seek out me.
Yes. So please, and that was, go ahead and put your shameless plug. Yes, that's coming up next. Tell me just a really quickly, infertility isn't inferior. Tell me about that and how people can reach you for therapy services.
The easiest way is probably directly through the website. It's really it's prepay. You schedule your own appointment. I'll be there. For the program, it's called Bearing Battles. It's 9 steps. We go through being on one accord with your spouse, because that's the main thing. Then we go through the grief and loss process of infertility. And then we go to acceptance and family planning. And what are your next steps? And the process can be really emotional, but really help you get through the pain of it. Go through it correctly.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. Well, Brandon, go ahead, please.
Instagram. Yes. Instagram is probably somehow the easiest way you could find me.
Okay.
And that's Brandon.therapist.
Brandon.therapist. Yes, and that's actually how I found you.
Yes. And the links to everything is there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So really quickly, this is Coffee with Cade. So we want to know what's in your cup.
I have cinnamon apple tea. I'm out of coffee.
That sounds wonderful. Yes, that's a nice winter morning drink.
Yes. So it is.
I just have the good old water right now. That's what I'm working with.
I do not blame you.
Well, awesome, Brandon. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to all of our viewers. We appreciate you. Don't forget to share this video. Make sure you share this video and follow us Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, where it's all at Cade Foundation. You can follow Brandon Johnson, Brandon.therapist on IG.
Yep.
And what's the website? Give me the website real quick.
Infertilityisintinferior.com.
Infertilityisintinferior.com. So thank you all. Thank you, Brandon. We appreciate you. We will definitely stay connected, and we will see you next time.
Yes. Thank you. See you guys.